So, here's something you might not hear every day. Today, I'm going to be putting my sway bar back on because I'm tired of it leaning around and rocking around and pissing me off on the road. Because for the off-roading that I do, I don't really need to flex it often. So, if you'll notice though, if you come over here, my fucking pin broke off. There's nothing left. It's just kind of upsetting. Means I can't really put that back on, so I have to order a new one of them. Here's what it's supposed to look like. I don't know if they're hollow or what, or if something hit that or what happened, but shit's broken. So that sucks. But yeah, we're gonna put the sway bar back on. Now, why did I take my sway bar off to begin with, you may ask? Well, the pins in the old Rubicon Express kit used a ring style. It was a round circle with a pin through it. And they were nice. You could take them on and off really easy, but that was also the downside. Like I said, I don't flex it often, so I never really took them off. So in the winter months, when you're splashing through ice and mud and all that bullshit, I guess it just knocks them off. And then you have a, limp noodle sway bar just hanging around. So I took the sway bar and put it up there and put some zip ties around it. And I come out, not less than 2 minutes later down the trail, and they're both broke off. So I just ripped the fucker off. But I'd like it on now. So I got a different style. This was the, I guess the original style Rubicon used. I don't know why they stopped using them, because this one is thicker, and the latch on here is much harder to open than their other style, which I like, because that means they're not going to get knocked off. But the pin is a little thicker, so I'll just have to drill them out, which isn't a big deal. Okay, so these are what I needed. These are axle bullets, and it's just the pin that slides onto your axle. So the holes need to be drilled a little bit bigger. The holes on here are 3/16, and these new pins that I bought are 1/4 inch. So we're going to drill them out, and then they'll be able to accept the new pins that we got. So I'm just going to throw it in a vise and drill it out. Alright, it's sitting in a vise like this and working my way up to the bit size we need. Now she slides right in there. 1/4 inch does the job. Cool. Alright, same comes for down here. Nice. Now that should stay on a lot better than the older version. Cool. So, I'm going to put the axle bullets back on, or the new ones, and go on our merry way. So, we just got this whole little dinky dory setup going on here. And we're going to take our axle bullet and just screw it on. But first, we're going to put some Loctite on there so that they don't fall off. So I'm going to Loctite it, bolt it down. I also got some new bushings, so I figured the old ones were worn out. These were literally like $3 a piece, so I figured why not, you can't really beat a price like that. So, let's start mounting that sway bar back on and put some new bushings in. It is time to resurrect our monster from the graveyard. Yes, live. Oh. So here's our old bushing here. Now, hopefully I ordered the right one, because I ordered the one for my year, which has a much smaller diameter hole. So, let's see if that actually fits. I'd say almost damn near perfect. Maybe I did have a slightly bigger one. Maybe this is a sway bar from a different Jeep. I don't know. Oh well. Good enough for me, I guess. Okay, so let's put the other one in there. And then we're going to put our little finger on there. Well, I got the sway bar back on, but now I'm having some issues. First, I was having issues just wrestling that thing on there. That was a pain in the ass, but letting it hang from the top took a lot of the weight off, so I could finally line the fucker up. But now I've got a clearance issue with the coil spring. Come in here, it's already hitting, and I can't move it up any farther. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, because that ain't anywhere near where I need it to be. And it would have to go even higher if I wanted it to mount to the actual axle as well. So, I don't know what's going on with that. That's not cool. Alright, I think now it's time to get down to the meat and potatoes of this goddamn video. So, I just picked me up a sway bar relocation kit from Rubicon Express. So we got some hardware to mount it up and our brackets. So, these are pretty simplistic. You know, if you have some welding skill and you got some flat stock laying around, or even just some square tubing, you could make these brackets really easy. But they just kind of bolt up here. And what that's going to do is drop the sway bar and also bring it forward. I'm only worried about the forward movement, because that way it should keep it off the coil springs. So let's see what kind of bolts fit what and where. So for these sway bar mounts, you're going to use the stock hardware for the upper bolts that go into the frame. And then you'll have 2 bolts, 2 washers, and 2 nuts. But you'll have to drill these sway bar thing holes out to accept the larger bolts. But before I do that, let's test fit it. When I swing this up, we're still having contact issues, even with this new location. And I figured that was going to be the issue, because I need to go forward. I don't care how fucking far down it drops. Dropping it down only helps if you still have stock links. Otherwise, you kind of want as much height as you can get. But yeah, she's just barely not working out for me. And in order to stay comfortably away from the spring, I'm going to have to move at least one entire bolt hole over. And if you guys are wondering why I'm having these sway bar issues, I think I narrowed it down to my my rough country drop brackets for the control arms. They move the axle forward a little bit, because if you notice, the coil spring isn't even sitting on straight anymore up top. So I think that's why I'm having issues with the contact, because it moved the axle forward a little bit. So yeah, if you don't have those, then you probably won't be having this issue. And the brackets should work for you. Okay, so working our way up to a 1/2 inch bit, this is what we finally get. And don't forget that you got to drill these guys out, because these are slightly smaller than the 1/2 inch bolts as well. So now it moves us over just a little bit. Cool. Alright, let's do the same thing to the other one. Let's see if this monster fits. So, a quick way to clear your workstation from all this fucking metal shaving shit is to grab yourself a magnet with something over top of it, so you can pick all this stuff up, and then with a second hand you lift the cloth up and it dumps all the metal off, so you don't have to sit there and keep scraping it off and cut your fingers up. And look at that, ready to go for round 2. Alright, I got my holes drilled. Let's go outside, right? Let's go put it on. Let's just go outside and put it on. Right? Fuck. Now that Mother Nature stopped crying so much, I finally got around to finishing install. So, there you have it. Now she's all bolted up. Everything fits. It looks good. I think those holes lined up pretty good, don't you think? So, now we've got plenty of clearance. Tons of clearance. But the sway bar does hang down a little low. So, you know, if you got worries about stuff like that, just keep that in mind, because that does hang down kinda low. That's like almost tie rod territory now. But, oh well, it does the job. Everything's all connected and whatnot. So, I got a sway bar back. So, I'm happy with the deal. So, there you have it. That's sway bar relocation brackets and other odds and ends and putting on stuff. So there you have it. Woo! Now stop swaying, you motherfucker. So, real quick, I just want to say, holy shit. I've been driving without a sway bar for the last 5 months now. And wow, does it make a difference when it's back on. Holy crap, you can take turns and all kinds of sharp corners, and there's almost no body roll at all. I have so much more control of this thing. It's amazing. I can actually fucking drive it around now. It's, oh my god. Oh, all the people that say that they handle good without a sway bar, get the fuck out of here. You need that thing if you want to be able to drive it on the road nicely. Oh man, it's beautiful. I just thought I'd mention that. And the brackets do their job. So, I think this is a win-win success run. Nice.